Well, hello friends, and welcome to Ask Zach. Today is kind of a different episode. Yeah, of course, with the title, like, I have arthritis. It's not going to be, a tweak or a spotlight on a player or something like that. This is me just kind of sharing what's going on with me and the fact that I'm not quitting. I'm not going to stop playing guitar. I'm not going to stop doing this show. It is going to change how I do things, and I'm going to have to learn how to do things better. But yeah, today's episode is more to help with, I think when you have things like this happen, you think you're alone. And I just want to say, if you are having trouble with your hands or whatever you're having trouble with, you're not alone in that. And I think a lot of times people don't want to share that they've got something, going wrong. One, because they don't want to think that they're asking for pity, which I'm certainly not in this, and I'm not asking for anyone's medical advice. So if you choose to share some type of remedy or something, that's your business. But, I'm not going to take that to heart. I'm getting medical help. And I would hope that anyone that is having trouble with their hands or any part of their body would get proper professional help. So let's just kind of start from the beginning. I probably started having trouble with my hands a couple of years ago, probably 2019. And at that point, I didn't have any arthritis, but I was having some different, muscle issues and, kind of overstraining some things and such. And so I was able to find some workarounds and just kind of continue to kind of play as I wanted to a degree. But I would always get a little concerned whenever I would play like more than a couple hours in a day, or if I had to play, multiple nights in a row. So like any more than 2 nights in a row, I would get a little concerned. But earlier this year, of course, this is 2023, in January, I played 5 nights, 4 hours a night with my buddy Austin in Las Vegas. And it was a lot of fun. And I did the whole, 20 hours of playing or what have you in a week. And I really didn't notice anything at the time. But, a couple of weeks later, I started really, getting sore, and I played a couple of shows with my buddy Paul Bogart. And after I came back, and also I helped with the, because we're just, we're traveling in a transit, there's just a couple of us, and so, we're taking turns driving. And so also I'd done some driving on Highway 40, had a little bit of those Highway 40 blues, going down the road from Tulsa back to Nashville. And, there was a lot of, stop and go traffic and stuff, especially as you got toward, Memphis and such. And, of course you hold on to the wheel tight when you're, when you're driving, and especially with you're driving with, other people in the vehicle and such. And so after I got back, I noticed, something's different. My hand's just doing a lot worse. And so I decided to see a hand therapist before seeing a doctor. And in hindsight, I probably should have done it the other way around. But she started having me do some strengthening exercises, and also she gave me a neoprene kind of support brace to put on my hand, on my left hand, and it was kind of doing okay, but really wasn't improving a whole lot. And of course, I was probably taking a lot of over-the-counter anti-inflammatory and stuff, and then maybe having one cocktail too many at the end of the day, trying to solve my problems that way, which is never a good idea. And it got to the point where the pain started, as the resistance got greater, and as I started wearing the glove more, my pain started getting much greater, to the point that I couldn't really use this hand at all. I couldn't get a jug of milk out of the refrigerator. I couldn't pick up a book with it. I could barely pick up a magazine. I certainly couldn't grip anything. I certainly couldn't play the guitar. And I was just really scared. I was really scared. And, you start to have an identity crisis. I'm Monday, tomorrow, is my 50th birthday. So April 24th is my 50th birthday. And so kind of like having this happen, right as I was about to turn 50 and everything. And of course, I've been playing guitar for most of my life, and a lot of my identity is wrapped up in the guitar, though I don't want it to be, though really in my heart, I'm a husband and a father, and friend and things like that first. But still, it was really scary. So we ended up kind of doing we all kind of needed a reset, and my family and I went out to an area east of Nashville called Fall Creek Falls, and we were hanging out there, and I was pretty much spending most of the time with this brace on my hand, and the pain was just really bad. And finally, my wife, Amy, she said, well, the kids and I, which my kids are 12 and 14, we want to do this ropes course and a zip line thing. Now, if you don't know what that is, this is like an obstacle course where you have a harness on, and you're hanging by these steel ropes, or and you zip line, and there's all these things where you really have to use your hands and your upper body strength and balance and things like that. And they said, and the reason part of my mind said, no, you don't need to do this. But there was a part of me that was like, damn it, I am tired of just, missing out and just feeling like in a small way, is my life over? So I just decided, you know what, I'm going to do this anyway. And I decided to do the ropes course and zip lining. And of course I wore the brace, but of course I had to move my hand around a bunch, and of course had to use a lot of hand strength. And guess what? My hand was actually better than it was. Not that it was, certainly didn't stop the pain, but the pain was better, and I had less soreness. And at that point I decided I really need to see a doctor. So I went and saw a surgeon, and they took x-rays, and they said, you have arthritis. You have arthritis in your CMC joint. And I told them about how I had done this ropes course, and of course they thought I was crazy, but they said, yes, with arthritis, if you just have something immobilized and it's stiff, it's gonna hurt more. And so now, the road forward for me is I have to learn how to take care of my left hand. I have to learn how to warm up before I play, and possibly to, ice my hand down, in between sets and things like that, to wear a glove, to support my hand when I'm gonna drive or type on a computer a bunch. I need to relearn in some ways that I play the guitar, in that I don't need to hyperextend my thumb. So I'm very flexible, and so I can really do a wide grip, but that's not a good thing. And so I'm having to relearn to an extent how I play, not completely relearn, but it's like I can't do some of the stupid, crazy wide voicings that I would do, years ago. Yeah, I'm just having to take better care of myself. I've gone down a string gauge. I've used, 10s for a long time. And so this guitar has 9.5s, 9.5 through 44 on it. And then I actually have another guitar that I've strung with straight up 9s on it. And so depending on how my hand is doing, I can play, one of these guitars and be okay. So, yeah, at the doctor's office, they gave me a steroid shot into my hand, which is always funny when you see them put a big needle in your hand, and they gave me some prescription anti-inflammatory to take. And you know what? I'm playing this weekend. So this weekend, I'm going to be playing with my buddy Paul Bogart. Going to drive, over to Tulsa and going to play Thursday night, private event, and then Friday night going to play at the Hard Rock Casino, at Track 5. And I'm going to have a wonderful time, and I'm going to embrace it, and I'm going to appreciate the fact that I still get to play. And I hope that through this, I will be able to learn to play better and smarter, to be more efficient. Yeah, and I have to kind of give a tip of the hat to Tim Lurch, because he's kind of been open about the fact that he's been dealing with arthritis. And again, going back to what I said at the beginning of the show, no one wants to feel like they're alone. And one of the problems with arthritis or any type of hand issue or health issue in the entertainment business is everyone wants to keep that kind of thing a secret. No one wants to miss out on work or have people not have confidence in them. So there's tons of guitar players here in town that have had major issues with their hands, but they don't talk about it. And because they don't want producers to stop calling them, so they just silently take care of these things and get it addressed, and then they keep going. And so the problem with that is, I understand that that's their own personal business, but it's, when you feel like you're alone with something, that can be hard. So again, yes, I have arthritis. I am not going to stop playing the guitar, Lord willing. I'm going to keep doing this show, and April the 24th is Monday, because this episode is going to be released on the 23rd. That's going to be my 50th birthday, and I'm excited to turn 50. I'm excited that I can still play guitar. I'm excited that I can still play gigs, and I've got big plans for the rest of the year. And so I've been talking a lot about different things that I want to do, because I want to take advantage of what I have. All right, guys. Well, I hope you've enjoyed today's episode. Thank you for listening. You guys are wonderful. As always, I need to thank my Patreon supporters. You guys are solid gold. And thank you guys. Bye-bye.